Hello and welcome to today's virtual event youth opportunity group session, guys. Just wanted to tell you, obviously, you can't see me right now. All you can see is a poster telling you about what we do. Well, this is the world we live in, so I just wanted to come into the forefront of it now. And hopefully, hello, guys, you all right? Well, today's session is all about you, it's about us telling you about what we can do for you in these difficult times to help you get into training or even work. So hopefully in the next 40 minutes to an hour, we can cover everything. If we can't, then I will just explain to you how we can, how you can actually write to us or even text us on the side, okay? So let me just bring you to reality. This background here is always, as you can see, I can disappear and come back. It's all virtual. But today we want to keep it real. So just to keep it real, I'm going to get rid of this background. So if you can give me 1 second. Right. So I can show you this is it. This is real. Me working from home, trying to contact you guys. Normally something like this will happen in a job center. I'll come over to 10, 12 of you guys and talk to you face to face, and you will have things to ask us and we can answer you directly. Unfortunately, this is the world we live in right now. We've got the COVID-19 and hopefully we can work around it. I mean, there's great opportunities that are coming up. I'll talk about it in a few seconds. We've got some great partners and colleagues that are working with us and they're with us today. We'll, talk to you a bit more about. Now, Youth Promise Plus is a great opportunity for youngsters like yourself. Majority of you today might be 18 to 24, but we cover from 15 years of age, school leavers, all the way to 29 years of age for anyone of that age coming on board to get support in finding education, training, or even employment through ourselves. Okay, so like I say, if you can bear with us, hopefully there won't be any technical glitches. If there are, obviously we'll do our best. I mean, my internet in this house isn't the greatest, all right? So I've got my colleague Sadia, who will be looking at any messages that you might put up. So if while I'm talking, or my colleague Giorgio is going to come on soon from Princess Trust. If you've got any questions, please, put that on the chat and we will try picking this up for you. Now, a bit of a disclaimer that I need to go through at the beginning, as always we have to. Now, this session is being recorded. Now, it is only for quality purposes and to share with our partners, just to give you a better service, really. Obviously, you'll be coming on as a live event. Your details will not be shared on any of this conversation. It's more me just talking, and any questions that you might fire at us through the chat box, my colleague Sadia will pick it up a bit later on and we will answer this for you. Okay, so it's more for us really. Okay, so well, let's carry on with this. If I can just start, if you give me 1 second. Hopefully you will be able to see this soon. Right, guys. Well, I've gone through the welcome. So like I say, virtual event youth opportunities group. Now it's called youth opportunities for a reason. I mean, we used to call this youth obligation sessions at the job center. So a lot of you guys coming through, you'll be referred by the job center, but our project is voluntary. We want you to see that these are opportunities that you can actually access. So it's not something, we want to force up on yourself. It's voluntary service. We know that we can provide for you, and it's something that will be worthwhile for you to listen into today. Okay. Right. Well, first of all, it's the introduction from ourselves, just to go through the menu of today. And secondly, I'll be talking about what we can offer as a work-ready team with Birmingham City Council on Youth Promise Plus. Now, Princess Trust, as I said, my colleague Georgia will come on board and she will tell you so much about getting into programs and many other opportunities that are available through Princess Trust. She'll cover a little bit about University Hospital, Birmingham. Now, the Learning Hub over there, Peter Forsland, who's normally our colleague who will come on board and speak to you about it. But today we'll just go through a little bit about opportunities that are available through them. Now, there are many aspects of services that's available through Birmingham City Council. And I just want to mention our colleagues, Birmingham Youth Services, working with people up to the age of 25. And we've also got Birmingham Career Service, who can work with people up to the age of 19. So, you will not be left out. Or if you got any family members that aren't in education or employment or training, please get in touch with us. I'll provide you with the details just in a few moments. Now, Solihull Council, they're obviously our partners, and our colleagues there, obviously they can work with anyone that live in the North Solihull, which is the Chamberlain Wood area, as well as anyone living in Birmingham, to give you travel training. If you are concerned during these difficult times about getting on a public transport, we can provide you with the information. All right. And lastly, as I've mentioned already, we'll go through, hopefully, if you've got some time, with question and answers at the end. Okay. Right. So I just wanted to go through a bit with yourself. Now, in terms of me showing you some slides on the system, I'll pop my face in, and then talk to you guys hopefully as many times as I can. Otherwise, just bear with me while I go through these slides with you, okay? Right, many of you probably already used this Microsoft Teams. I'm hoping I'm used to it by now, but you're always learning something new on this. Now, if you're using your phone, you can tap on the phone itself and it will come up with two options. On your top right hand side, you'll get option with a little speech bubble. If you click on that, it'll take you to a page just like WhatsApp. You can actually write a message on there. So you're more than welcome to send us some questions that we can answer for you during that time. In between, obviously, in the middle of the screen, you've got option to mute yourself. So if you can mute that, please, so we can't hear any noise from this side. And on a laptop, you've got a main menu. If you move your mouse or a cursor around, you will see that it gives you option for video, mute, and little 3 dots explaining, obviously, you can choose a few other options. And again, there will be a speech bubble on that menu just on the right hand side of your 3 dots. You can, again, talk to us using that speech bubble chat box. Now, ideally, if you can turn your camera off, as well as your microphone off, because obviously I'll be doing a lot of the talking and my colleagues who are to come on soon. Okay, right, so we'd like you to interact, so please do write text messages as I'm going along, all right? So if you've got any feedback which you can use for next time around for other groups, it would be great. Now, in terms of the efficacy aspects of things I need to go through with yourselves, so today, as I've already mentioned, please mute yourself on there, just so we can save any background noise, and obviously any foul play, or if there's anything, that might be not, well, let's just say chat box friendly at this current moment. My colleague Sadia and my colleagues will be monitoring this, and you will be removed from the group. So now, if you need to leave early, which is very important, some people might, please just leave a little text message on the chat box, and we'll keep your details of your email address, and we can get back to you. And I'll give you the details of how you can contact us through our website just after this. If you're experiencing technical difficulties, right, you can always rejoin. Just go to your calendar, or you can get in touch with us at www.birmingham.gov.uk/YPP signups. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that on there for 2 seconds if you guys want to write it down. And again, my colleague Sadia will put the same address in for you in every little while in the chat box, just in case you can copy and paste it from your phone or your laptop itself. Okay, right, now before we go any further, I want to tell you about the live vacancies that we have. I mean, that's the main reason you're here today. Now the live vacancies that we have is available to yourself. Right now, I'm myself taking on people for construction because that's my specialty, as well as admin as well. So it's not just going to be one-sided, don't worry. Now, spray plasterer apprentice, if you've got any sort of experience working within construction, you have a CSCS card, please get in touch with me. This vacancy closes on the 17th of July. There's still a few days left. Get in touch with us. I'll tell you a bit more about it when you get into today. All I can say to you is just have a CSCS card, something about yourself, and you're interested. This vacancy is just off Broad Street. They're building one of the tallest towers outside of London, which I know we're going to have another one thereafter coming up soon as well by the same company. So, this is a full-time job paying above national minimum wage. It's living wage. So get in touch with me. I mean, there's another one that's come up as well. It's closing tomorrow. It's to do with form worker. So if you worked in construction where you have to put up temporary walls or temporary roads, seriously, I want to hear from you if you've got a CSCS card and some experience. Right, admin positions, just recently been told, job centers recruiting, as you know, yourself as well, there's many people that are being made redundant or the furloughs ended, especially youngsters. You are our future. The reason I'm here talking to you is because I'm passionate about trying to help youngsters like yourself get into work. And so are my colleagues, they'll talk to you with the same passion, same enthusiasm that we have at this current moment. There's a bit more as well. If you want to go into working within police force, my colleagues in Warsaw will be talking to me soon about working even for Birmingham opportunities, not just becoming a police officer, always also working in the contact center or administrative duties. We've got civil service vacancies that are coming up. We were working with Office of Public Guardian in terms of twilight shifts that they had with administrators and contact center workers. Now, hopefully, as soon as they open, once everything has come back to reality in normality, we should be able to get those vacancies out to you. So please get in touch with us. So there's many opportunities available even through HS2. We've just gone through HS2, which is the train station that's being built in Curzon Street, and there's many jobs in terms of the infrastructure that's being built all around Midlands. We've even got training available. If you don't have that CSCS card, there's many training providers available for not just construction. We've got adult education budget on board. If you want digital training, obviously, in terms of administrative work or even basic skills, my colleague Sadia can help you on that. Right. Now, I just want to show you a little video about what we do. There's some great success stories from people like yourself who've gone into work. Now, this was filmed before COVID-19, before this coronavirus, so social distancing wasn't followed. So again, just take a few seconds to have a look at this. And like I say to yourself, oh, there's me again. If you have any questions, please let me know. Unfortunately, I've tried to take away the glitches, but my internet wouldn't allow it. So please excuse the time lapse with the sound and the video. So, have a look at it, and we'll get back to you. And hopefully we can create a video with COVID-19 aspects with yourselves with some good news stories in the future. Okay, thank you.
Are you 16 to 29 and looking for a job, a training or education opportunity? Do you live in Birmingham or Solihull? If the answer is yes, our one-to-one service can help you.
We work with young people who need that extra bit of support. We can help them look at their movement to education, training and work.
They gave me interpersonal skills, helped me build up my teamwork, my confidence. I have a job now thanks to them. I am going to college soon, in like 2 months. I'm going to study what I really am passionate about. I'm going to study game development, and I'm finally going to be able to do my GCSEs. I feel overall happy and better than I ever thought I would.
My advisor, Abdul, came in and told me about the program, and I was pretty much sold on it from then. They helped me rewrite my CV and made it stand out, and they got me the interview, so I wouldn't be here without them. I think this is the best job I have. I'll recommend it to anyone.
There's lots of other things we do outside of employment for the young person to ensure that employment it can be sustained.
I'm a single mum. I've been single since she was born back in 2016. I've been in care. They've helped me boost my confidence. She's helped me realise that I can get a job.
We'd like to help you to look through your options. Youth Promise Plus wants to speak to you.
Carry on with the slides a little bit more, just to tell you a few more things that we have for our work ready team in Birmingham City Council. Like I said, with myself, we work on the Youth Promise Plus with my colleague Sadia. Hopefully they'll be able to join us, in the future. You will see their faces with my colleague Kuldeep as well. Now, like I said to you, at this current moment, what we do have, let me see if I can get into the slides. My apologies. This is the bit about technicality. Here we go. Okay, now what we have to offer. Now, obviously, from our side, as I mentioned, we do, if you feel as though you want to go into work, your CV is ready, or you feel as though you're confident with interviews, please get in touch with us. We can speak to you from our front line here. We can see if we can get you into a job that you want to go into. I know I've mentioned a few things about admin. I've mentioned a few things about construction, but there are many aspects which you youngsters might want to go into. There's one other thing I was going to say, lab technicians for Balfour Beatty, who's building, the infrastructure that goes all across Midlands. That's coming up as well soon, I've been told recently, so I couldn't put this on the slide for you. So I'm just giving you these latest vacancies, and travel expenses, we can provide for you. depending on individual needs. Now, at this current moment, between you registering with us and now, you can always go and talk to your job coach if you feel as though you've got an interview coming up, and they can support you, helping you build confidence. As I mentioned, we've got colleagues like Georgia will come up soon to talk to you. Birmingham Youth Services will come, will assist you as well with this. Now, CVs and jobs. This is our forte. This is what we can do best for you. If you feel as though your CV isn't right or you need it looking over, come and talk to us. We will be able to do that for you. If you feel as though you don't have the skills required and you need training, we've got many courses that are available. I've already mentioned Construction Gateway for CSCS cards. There's digital innovation through adult education budget and Prince's Trust. Need I say more? Travel training, again, I'll talk about a little while once we've gone through a few of these slides here. Now, staying safe. I know I've given you all this information about you going out there, getting into work. Now, come on, one of our main aim is to make sure and ensure that you guys are safe. We don't want to put you in an environment where you feel anxious and you go in, you don't like it, and then you have to go and explain to your advisor at the job center or through virtual. Obviously virtually, just drop them an email to say, look, I've lost my job because this is this, and this happened. But we will try our best to give you exactly what you need, the being real part of it. Being on public transport, you need to wear a mask to be able to get onto a transport these days. Now, you might not be familiar with what sort of bus routes or trains to take, and we can help you through that. Many of you guys might have aspiration to go and work in a warehouse. There's not many warehouses left around local areas. You might have to travel far and beyond to get there. Is there a bus going at 5:30 in the morning? I mean, construction, for example, you might want to go into construction work. Again, you might need to start at 7:30. You might finish for 4 o'clock. Friday, you might do half a day. These are the things we can, provide you with guidance, with the training that you need. I mean, interviews, if you look at the bottom picture on the right-hand side, a lot of the interviews are happening virtually. You'll be talking to your employer, with 3 guys, probably 2 guys sitting on the other side of a camera and you sitting in your house. Make sure, obviously, you dress well. You have a internet, Wi-Fi that works. You sit in a quiet room, just like I'm trying to do in this house, at this current moment. So, there's lots and lots that we can go through with yourself. Again, I just wanted to mention how you can get in touch with us. Obviously, Sadia will put this up for you as well on the actual chat box itself. So it's www.birmingham.gov.uk/YPP sign up. Seriously, guys, there's so much we can do for you at this current moment. Yes, there is a difficult time. Please see this as an opportunity instead of a struggle. I mean, we even can do in-work benefit calculation with you guys. If you feel as though the job might not be enough. I mean, recently the Chancellor of Exchequer mentioned about how there's almost £2 billion coming up for you guys, youngsters between the age up to 24 years old, where we can put you into work up to 25 hours a week, which will be subsidized for the employer to take on. And if you feel as though it's not enough, we will do in-work benefit calculation for you. Okay, now I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to bring in my colleague Georgia from Prince's Trust. Hopefully she can give you a little bit more, and I'll come back to you in a little while. Okay, hello Georgia, you all right?
Hi Abdul, hi everyone, how's it going? Everyone okay?
Not too bad, not too bad. Sadia, you okay? Are you getting many questions coming through?
Hi Abdul, I do actually. So I've made a list and I'll do a quick fire round at the end of this session.
Amazing.
Thank you. Georgia, well, I'm going to leave you to it then. I'm going to disappear from the screen for you. All right.
Cool. I'll take control of the presentation here. So hi everyone, I'm from the Prince's Trust. As you can tell from the PowerPoint and from this very lovely red top, I'm keen and all about our company and all about the brand. Okay, so just a little bit what I want to do actually, while Sadia is monitoring the chat, what I want you to do is just have a little think. So step back from all the information that you've received so far and just kind of have a little think about where you see yourself in a year's time. What does that look like to you? With lockdown going on and restrictions being lifted, it's a whole new world out there. And actually, it's time for us to start thinking into the future, when maybe a couple of months ago, we didn't really see light at the end of the tunnel. So if in the chat box you could just write, you know, where you see yourself in a year's time, and I'll kind of reflect back to that in a little while. So let me introduce myself. So I'm Georgia. I'm one of the youth workers here at the Prince's Trust, and my role involves helping young people get to the next steps, basically. So whether that's education, whether that's training, or whether that's just some personal development, or, you know, work, going doing different types of work, part-time, full-time, contracted work, whatever it is. So a little bit about the Prince's Trust for those of you that might not know. Some of you might get us a little bit confused with the Princess Trust, the one where, you know, you kind of donate your hair to. That's often something we get mistaken for. But the Prince's Trust was set up by Prince Charles in 1976. It's been going for a good 43, 44 years now. And we do help young people aged 11 to 30 in school, out of work, in college, post-uni, all that sort of stuff. And like I said, we're here to kind of support you through courses, through mentoring, through online resources, anything you need to help empower you and get you to your next step. The Prince's Trust, you know, we are up and down the UK, we're abroad, we're online, we're even going into America now. So, you know, we're global, and we know what young people need and what they need in their local areas as well. So even though we are global, we are across the UK, you know, we do have local centres that are usually open, not in COVID, unfortunately, but we do work locally to make sure that you do get the jobs and the opportunities are local to you. Hence why we're working with YPP, Youth Promise Plus, and all these other providers to really make sure that you get the full package. So in a way, like, us working with YPP is fantastic because we get referrals from them. We also can pass you on to different partners within this partnership as well, and just make sure that, you know, you're not getting lost on job websites, you're not feeling kind of a bit downtrodden and like, where am I going, what are my next steps? There's actually so many opportunities with the Youth Promise Plus, and we're just a small part of that, and we're really grateful to be part of that, which is awesome. So let me just talk about maybe what my dreams are. So when you guys are typing in the chat box, do some really good like answers, you know, where you see yourself in a year's time. In a year's time, I hope that all this COVID stuff is over and done with, and that actually young people are starting to see the new industries, the new sort of employers that are coming out of such a difficult time. So for example, we've already started to see this through our enterprise program. We've managed to launch about 5 businesses from home, all about you know, home trades, things like that, and developed online platforms for those young people. And those businesses are going to go on and create new jobs for young people that might come through the Prince's Trust. So, you know, there's really positive stuff to look at, and my dream is that young people get motivation and really sign up to the Youth Promise Plus and really take their future into their own control. So our slogan and our mantra is, as you can see on the presentation, start something. So if you do anything during this lockdown, or, you know, with Youth Promise Plus, it's just start something. You know, go visit the website, go visit one of the partner websites and just sign up to something, or just inquire, ask the questions, basically. Whilst our centres are closed, we are available online and in our local groups as well. So we can either have group conversations with you, or we can have individual one-to-one mentoring. We do also have online courses that are available at the moment. We also have mentoring, personalised sessions to help you develop hard and soft skills in different sectors. So an example of some of the courses that we are running at the moment, some of you might have heard of like our Fairbridge or personal development programs. So we are running a virtual explore, which is like an hour to an hour and a half of like boosting your confidence, interview techniques, CVs, basically anything that you need to kind of get you either motivated for your next step or to get a job. So we're ticking all the boxes and developing our skills even during this lockdown, and from the comfort of our own beds as well. So we won't judge you if you're in your pajamas. That's the perfect mixture, really. So whatever you feel comfortable with, like working online, on your phone, email or text, we are there for you. And Virtual Explorer is a first step towards that. Other things that we are running, so we do run Get Hired, which are online employer focused interview technique sessions, so like about 3 days where we prep you, do mock interviews, and then you get put in front of some employers that will hire or take your application further online. It's a chance for you to cut out all of the nasty stuff in terms of applications and things like that. If you see me looking to the side, it's just because I've got another screen, but we do have stuff like the Get Started with creative thinking, Get Started with social media, Get Started with virtual music, Get Started with film. So like really creative things to kind of get, you know, your skills flowing. And maybe you're not particularly a creative person, but maybe doing one of these creative courses opens a whole new world and like a new horizon of like the skills that you have and how you can use those. Other things, we've got loads of digital skills. You know, we're living in the digital era. Birmingham and are going to be the hubbub of Europe for all digital sort of technology companies and bases for that sort of stuff. So we're working with great partners through YP and other things to really get you kind of certificates, qualifications, everything in between about that. What other things can I say? Oh yes, so as Abdul kind of kindly mentioned earlier before, with YPP, you know, it doesn't just stop at the courses and things like that. You know, we work with you to take away those obstacles, you know, like affording a bus pass, getting uniform, equipment, materials, things like that. We actually have a system called Development Awards, and these Development Awards mean you don't really even have to interact with the Prince's Trust. You can come to us with a confirmation back into work, education or training, and we can provide you with the funding or the vouchers for whatever you need to succeed in that role. Okay. We have mentoring, we have volunteers that look after our young people as well, and we also have an amazing website that you can go and visit as well. You know, if you want to sign up to Prince Trust support, go to the YPP website and do it that way. But then after that, hop over to our website and have a look at all the advice, all the templates, all the CV videos, everything in between, and our whole YouTube channel as well. We've got absolutely loads of stuff on there, and that's free for anybody. So even if you are like, you know, over 30, I won't tell anyone, don't worry. And I think what I'll do a little segue into university hospitals as well. So I'll just move on to the next slide, and I'll kind of link Prince's Trust with UHB as well, if that's okay. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat box, because, you know, I do speak at 100 miles an hour. So the way I'm going to kind of springboard into the University Hospitals Birmingham, the NHS Foundation Trust. These guys are another partner of YPP, and the Prince's Trust and University Hospitals Birmingham actually work really closely together. So we have a lot of like co-working across YPP, which is fantastic. The Prince's Trust is actually running a University Hospitals Birmingham programme, and let me just get up my details so I don't mess it up. Okay, so we are actually running a program, and it's going to be a free 1-week program based at the Learning Hub. The Learning Hub is based next to the QE Hospital, and it's literally, if you've ever been to the QE car park, it's literally as you come out the exit, that's where the Learning Hub is, so close to the QE Hospital. And what we're doing, we're asking 18 to 29-year-olds from Birmingham and Solihull who are not in work, education or employment, who want to work in the NHS in a clinical role, to come along to this course. And this course will be half virtual, half classroom based. So we're going to try and, you know, keep with the lockdown measures and do a bit of both, so that, you know, you can do some extra learning and not have to get up super early to come to the Learning Hub, but also come in for the necessary qualifications. What you'll have a 1 week at the Learning Hub, both virtual and face-to-face, like I said. And what this will involve is classroom training on infection control, on first aid. I think it's about how hospital management, things like that, just all the stuff you'll need to kind of work in hospital. The good thing about this programme that's coming up is we are actually preparing you for a massive wave of clinical roles that are going to come out in August and September. So if you're interested in getting into the NHS, this is a fantastic way to do it. And that online taste day, so we always have a little taste day to see if you actually like the idea of working in hospital or like the idea of the programme. It's actually going to be on the 4th of August. And the programme is actually going to be at the Learning Hub between the 17th to the 21st, and then the 24th of August for some like extra little bits and pieces. Okay, so if you fancy doing that, sign up to YPP and they can redirect you over to us, and you can kind of be part of the newest, well, you know, the new wave of jobs that are coming out post-COVID, you know, so that's great. Just a little bit about University Hospitals Birmingham in general. So like I said, most of the training happens at the Learning Hub, and it's for 18 to 29-year-olds primarily. The reason it has to be 18-year-olds is because you have to have DBS checks, you have to be officially an adult and all that sort of stuff to work on the wards. Obviously, you know, if you're over 29 and you want to work in the NHS, by all means, you know, you can go and look up some support from them. They do have an over 29s program as well, but it is mainly you have to be completely not employed, not in training or not in education. So I think you have to wait a couple of months after you graduate, things like that, and when you come out of college as well. It's just generally like, you know, when they're up and running post lockdown, it will be quite intense courses. So, you know, they'll range anything from like 4 to 6 to 12 weeks, depending on what the roles are. So they train for clinical, they train for admin roles as well. And the clinical roles can be anything from healthcare assistants, portering, clerk wards, or ward clerks, sorry, can I just say, and additional cleaning roles in different departments, things like that. A lot of the success stories from our UHB programs, so the Prince's Trust and UHB working together, you know, a lot of the young people got so many qualifications, and the amount of applications that were submitted from our Prince's Trust program has actually been fantastic. You know, the success rate is really, really good. A lot of people getting portering roles and sort of those entry-level roles as healthcare assistants, but actually those that have a desire to go on further, to go work in like maternity wards or to be a theatre assistant, things like that, we have plenty of success stories from that as well. So, you know, if you want to work in the NHS, if you want to come and do something creative, if you want to kind of explore what you want to do next, maybe you've come out of college and you're just like, God, I don't really know what to do, then by all means, you know, the link that Abdul said, sign up to YPP and you can be exposed to a whole range of opportunities. Okay, any questions, pop them in the chat box and we'll get to them at the end. But I'll pass back to Abdul now, if that's okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Georgia. Right, that's a lot of information to take in, but obviously I think she put it in better sort of wording than I could ever do in terms of the picture of what Prince's Trust can do for you, as well as the University Hospital Hub. So, you know, I say more on this. Right, just want to get through a few other slides, obviously, at this current moment, and just wanted to share with yourself the Birmingham Youth Services, as I mentioned slightly earlier. Now, these guys, if you feel as though, you know, you can't come into our our libraries or anywhere at this current moment, because I think they're opening up in August, just to give you a little heads up. These guys are available in your local area. Now, hopefully they have been going to meet people, young people that are, you know, requiring services in the local parks, or even at this current moment, like I said, there are 1 or 2 youth centres that are opening up soon. I've mentioned about the day savers earlier. unfortunately, we can't do anything electronically yet, so we physically have to go out. So we're thinking of ideas where you can go and collect them from your local youth centres. So, you know, watch this space. We should have a bit more information coming up soon. Sorry, Georgia and Sadia, can you see the slide still? Just wanted to double check.
Yeah, I can see, Abdul.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, thank you. Right. I've gone through some of this stuff earlier. Just want to recap regarding health and personal support. I know I didn't mention anything about health. Now, if you feel as though, you know, you've got health issues, we've always got someone out there who can actually support you in this. We've got partners, other partners that are available for people that are over 25 at this current moment, for like World of Work project, as well as Pure. CGL's available as well for one of our partners that can help young people like yourselves who might have any, you know, as Georgia mentioned earlier, if you want to work in the NHS, you will have a DBS check completed. So if you feel as though you've got some sort of, you know, criminal records or anything like that, we don't have to obviously discuss it at this current moment, but we can look at it on an individual basis, and we've got a bespoke support and tailored support for you. All right. Right. Just want to mention a little bit about the NEET Independent Travel Training Program. So if you can just hold 1 minute, please. So I'm just going to. Okay, now with the Solihull NEET Independent Travel Training Program, this is through our colleagues at Solihull Council. Now, if you're not in education, employment or training, and as I mentioned before, you're worried about taking the public transport to get to work or get to training, I mean, from where I live, just around Erdington, which I can divulge to yourself, it's about 9 miles to get to Queen Elizabeth Hospital, which is near the Birmingham University on the other side of town. Unfortunately, we only cover bus travel tickets, but there is a train that goes directly there. Now, we can't reimburse, just to let you know, but if you were to take a bus, yes, you have to go into town, then change for another. Now, I can only tell you that for me, it might be really easy, you know, but for some of you guys, you may not be familiar with where to catch this bus from, or, you know, how to even go on about at this day and age getting on a bus. You know, we're trying to arrange for you to have the right PPE, for example, like a mask. Hopefully, we can give you some more information going forward regarding this, but our colleagues in Solihull Council can help you with that. But they also, you know, provide the same service as we do on Youth Promise Plus, you know, mention the holistic aspects of support with confidence building, supported training, CVs, job search, getting you out there into work, you know, interview preps. They can do that for you. I will show you some, obviously, pictures of our colleagues that work there. There's Amber, Anna, Vicky, and Sarah. And as I say to you, they will always be able to, you know, you can approach them if you get in touch with us through our website. All right. Okay, now I've gone through this really. Who's eligible? Again, same as us, 15 to 29 years old. I know some of you guys have recently left school. You might fall into this category, but we're here to help you guys, okay? If you're living with parents, if you're living in supported housing, okay, the rent might be quite high. And as I've mentioned before, we will do a in-work benefit calculation to see if you know, are okay to go into work and sustain in work financially. Well, like I said, you got to be a B postcode. So I'm sure anyone living in Birmingham, North Solihull, for example, Chelmsford, and even Solihull itself, will be living in a B postcode for Birmingham or Solihull. Now you have to have right to remain in, right to work and live in UK. Now, a lot of you guys obviously come through today are through job centre claimants, so you should be okay, but please, you know, do check with everything else that comes with it. Some of you guys may have come externally from other sources. Do check that you do have right to remain in UK and right to work. Okay, guys. Well, COVID-19, I mentioned about you guys how you need to stay alert, stay safe, and we're here to help you. So I'm just going to breeze over this slide itself at this current moment. Oh, we've come to Q&As now. I'm hoping we've got lots of questions that you guys have put through. I know we haven't interacted so much today. Well, that is the whole idea, you see, to see if we can answer as many questions today. If we can't, as I said, please get in touch with us on the link. Right, Sadia, please fire away if you got anything that you can ask us. And I'm hoping myself and Georgia and yourself, we can cover most of them today.
Firstly, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's joined our session today. There has been quite a few questions, so thank you for interacting with us. Just before I start, I just want to say that if anybody does have a question, which is they didn't want to write in the chat box or have any queries, then please do drop us a message on www.birmingham.gov.uk where please sign up. Abdul, do you want to just put that slide back on the screen just in case? Yeah, thank you. So I just want to start off with, Abdul, there's a question for you actually, as you're the construction lead. Someone just asked that how can they get a CSCS card, and this person's only 18, so how will they get any work experience to go onto site?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Well, we have been delivering a lot of virtual training at this current moment through our colleagues RMF. We've also got Southern City College as well, and Total Training. Now, these are just some of the names that we can mention that deliver construction gateway course. Now, you have a choice here, actually. Now, basically, what happens is you have 20 days training for plant operative machinery like dumper, roller courses, and I'm sure even Georgia can mention, and Prince's Trust do one as well. Now, I think it's Cat Jenny, the one that Georgia, is that right? Cat Jenny.
Yeah, we have a couple of different providers that we're kind of looking at, but we're looking to improve the construction offer really. So we're trying to make it a bit more youth friendly than some of these courses. So yeah, watch this space for a couple more courses coming out.
Thank you. Well, that's the first bit, like I said to you, if you want to do the full course. But if you just wanted your CSCS card, there is a training now. Because of the lockdown, I can't exactly confirm on how many days it takes. Normally it used to take up to 2-3 days, and you do your training, you know, multiple choice questions to answer. Bob's your uncle, you know, you get your CSCS card in a few weeks. Well, right now, even there's pilot in Digbeth that deals with the CSCS card directly itself. You've got LEIA as well. So there's many providers available to get you that card. Now that's step one. Clearly, you can't get into construction work without some experience, unfortunately. Many of you guys probably tell me from out there. We work with a big company, Galliford Try, which is working to build the next HMRC building right in front of Hyatt's Hotel, you know. And there's the other one, which is the O2 Arena, which is in my days is called Dome 2. Right, it's just near the Radisson Hotel, if you guys are familiar, mailbox just behind there. We can put you on for 5 days work trial for you to get some experience. Now, the great thing about this is you've got agencies there as well who work. Now, one little bit of tell you from working with construction sites, you've got these big boys like Balfour, BT Vinci, I've mentioned earlier, like Galliford Try, they manage the projects. Now, you then have agencies that work under to do the tasks at hand. So today, someone will go in and do form worker, as I mentioned earlier. You know, lay the foundation for temporary structures for, you know, people to come in to stay safe. So you will leave that site and someone else will come in, and then they'll put the rest of it up. Someone will put the crane up, you know, so you've always got agencies working under this. So please do remember, you know, it's not permanent work for one site. You know, if you're a construction person, you want to work within construction, you have to be ready for that. But on the other hand, if you work hard and they know you're a grafter, I'm telling you, you'll never be out of work. The agencies will always pick you up. So when you're on site, I've had many guys go and work in work experience. They've been picked up straight away after 5 days. And don't get me wrong, I can't give you fancy, fabulous news for every one of you guys. There has been 1 or 2 hiccups where they've recognized the fact that, you know, coming in late, as I mentioned earlier, you have to be there 7:30 sometimes, you know, and not pulling your weight. And sadly, this is where an agencies talk to each other. You know, when you get into construction, you will see, yes, it's a lads vibe ground, but I've also had females go into these construction work and they're still loving it. I'll be honest with you. You know, they really want females out there to go into construction, and this is a great opportunity for you guys to go in and progress. You know, it doesn't always mean that you got to do manual laboring. There's so many other aspects of it that's available in that side, and I can see Georgia's nodding her head. You know, she'll agree on this. You know, we need more women on this, so please get in touch with us. Is that all right, Sadia?
Yeah, that's great, Abdul. We've just got a couple more questions, which I think and then I suppose we'll be getting towards the end of our time. Georgia, this one's for you. Someone just asked about digital courses that you mentioned. They've asked how long the courses are. Will they get a certificate after they complete this course? And when is the next start date for the course that you mentioned?
Oh, hi. Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to find the mute button. Tech tech stuff, isn't it? Maybe I should go on one of the courses. So we've got a couple coming up and stuff. All of our digital courses are on rotation basically. So when one course ends, another one opens up. So even if you like have something going on or you're doing another course, something like that, you know, you can always come further on down the line. And the good thing about our digital courses are they are virtual like a lot of the time. The only reason we'd get you into the centre post lockdown is to kind of have group sessions where we're working on new sort of, I don't know, like the part of the modules together and things like that. So we've got an introduction to data engineering that is coming up between the 10th and the 30th of October. So it is quite a long course. So it's a free 12-week boot camp where you'll be provided with the perfect launch pad into data engineering. It's a massive sector that is ever increasing, especially in like just business admin in general. Like if you really want to level up like your kind of business acumen, data engineering is where it's at. It's an opportunity to learn key technical and employment skills. So we do a bit of that employability as well, because we realise, you know, if you've got all the hard skills and all the tech skills, sometimes you miss out on the employability. So we've got that as well. And then, you know, young people will be matched with hiring employers after that. So it's like what Abdul was saying, you know, if you're grafting on the course, if you're showing the work ethic and you're really showing a passion for it, there's no reason why an employer won't take you on. These courses and the stuff that we do is to put you in front of the employers and make it less complicated for you in that sort of way. So included in that is programming, so Python and SQL. Excuse me, I don't really know what half these things are, but they sound great. And probably all the people that are techie absolutely love this. So Agile and Scrum working, which is so vital in any sort of work now. A thing called big data and key behaviours of data engineering. You do have to be 18 to 29 to go on this course, and the taste day is coming up very soon. We do have a taste day that is a set day, but you know, we can always work around that in case you do miss that. Other things that we do have going on, we do have Get Started with Digital Skills, and they just come out as and when. And we have Get Started with like robots, things like that when the centre's open, if you want to go into different types of sort of IT things. We do have the Google IT certificate. So we've got a partnership with Google. And this is actually starting on the 27th of July. This is very much a home working certification. You get a Google IT certificate where you learn about IT. It's mainly focused around customer service and the sort of help desk element. So at the minute, a lot of companies have their own IT departments, and they need a lot of people who work with help desks and are good working with people as well. So this IT certification gives you a kind of like a tick box of stuff that you can take with you to go into any sort of entry level job. You can be 18 and up to 30 for this one, and this is for Birmingham, Coventry and Black Country. So if you know any young people outside of the areas, this kind of skirts a little bit outside YPP in that sense. But this is why YPP works with us, because you know we work with young people within the eligibility, and we work with people outside of that as well. It's for those interested in starting a career in IT, and you basically need to be motivated and willing to commit 4 to 8 months. So it's based on your own work ethic. I knew a lad that got it done in about 5 months, and he was a bit of a tech whiz, and he got it done and completed the certificate and moved on to an entry level role in IT. So you know, that sort of thing does happen. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. Cool.
Thank you for that, Georgia. That was great.
Right.
Just one more question before we end the session.
So I'm just looking at the time, but yeah,
Yeah,
go on,
just a
Sadia.
really quick one. Someone's just asked for UHB, DBS was mentioned. This person has written that they're on universal credit, so not in a position to pay for this themselves. Does anybody know if UHB would pay towards that?
Do you want to
Right.
or yeah.
Yes. Well, at this current moment, like I say to you, we will obviously endeavour to see if we can pay for any individual cases like this. A lot of the vacancies where employers do take you on, your DBS will be paid for. But if it's prior to this, I'll have to get back to you guys. So if you can, please leave your details with Sadia and we'll get back to you regarding this. But if there was a case where some of you guys who may have gone into work and your employer is going to charge you for DBS, please let us know. I think we to access the funds through, sorry, Georgia, you mentioned about the developer fund. Can we access it through that as well?
Yeah. So all of our partners can. So development awards is a little bit separate from YPP. So it's basically development awards are given to us by a very generous donor who wants to make sure that young people don't face any obstacles when it comes to getting into work. We originally didn't put DBS checks and stuff like that on there, but then we realised actually how expensive they are and how many young people need them to get into work. So actually we put them on the register and was like, yeah, that's fine. So if you do have a confirmation where you're going into training or a confirmation that you're going to be taken on for an apprenticeship, a job, anything, you need a DBS check, especially in the health and care sector and especially in childcare sector as well. We will pay for that or we'll reimburse you during this virtual time as well. So all you need to do is just sit down and have like an eligibility assessment with our development award people really, and it should be pretty easy going. Okay, cool.
Sorry, that was my little one just coming in the room again.
That's great. Thank you guys.
Right.
Thanks,
No, I
Sadia.
really appreciate. Sorry, Sadia. If you can keep the rest of the questions, and we'll try getting back to individual cases with the email address. Obviously, we have got for them. All right. Now, I hope it's been great for you guys as well as it has for us. Well, if there's anything we missed out, please get in touch with us through the website www.birmingham.gov.uk/YPP sign up. We will get back to you guys straight away with all the email addresses, those who have registered through Eventbrite. So we do have your details for that as well. All right. And if there's anything else we missed out, please go and obviously put it through your journal on universal claims to your job coach or work coach, and they'll get back to you as well. Sadia, thank you very much for assisting us. Georgia, seriously, really appreciate you coming on as well. All right.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.